The new Osight SE, let's check it out. Guys, it was a big surprise when Olight offered their new Osight line. They started out with a full size, which was RMR compatible. It has a charging base that goes on top, and you can keep it charged. You know where it's charged, you know the battery life. And then they came out with the Osight S, which was their smaller version. Fits any of the RMSC footprints. Now they've introduced the Osight SE, and this is an enclosed sight. It has a separate battery, and you can change the compartment. It has a number of reticles. These are built like tanks. In fact, we did a total torture test with the S model. And with the SE, this just gives us more capability. If we don't really trust the recharging system, we can go with your standard battery. And guys, red dot sights have become extremely popular. It's a must really to have them on modern firearms. And this gives you just an excellent option for a reasonable price. And yet it has a lifetime warranty on it. Now, Olight offers a 10% discount using Suit00 with the link down below in the description, and it just makes it even a better price. And we want to give a big thank you to Olight for sending the Osight SE for this review. Well guys, Olight is very responsive. Now they are very innovative, and the two lights that they first introduced was the Osight, and this is a full-size sight, it's RMR footprint. It has this charging base on it, which just keeps this charged. And this is a really cool system. I've never seen anything like it. And then here at the top, it gives you the indicator of where the base is, and then when you put it on the light itself, you can see that it's fully charged, and you know where your charge is. Now this is an internal battery, so a lot of people were just asking for something that was a little different, and here comes the SE. Now the SE has a battery compartment, but also I need to show the Olight S. A lot of people, again, were just asking for a dedicated battery. And so this gives you all the features of the Olight S, but you have a battery compartment on the side. And what I love about the compartment on the side is I don't have to dismount my optic and lose zero. This just allows me to retain zero at all times, and I love that. With the other models, the same thing. You just put a base on top and it charges it. But this gives you that feature to have that battery to be able to pull it out when you want to. And we'll talk about some of the features. There is a low battery indicator. Now this fits the Shield RMSC footprint, which is the most common for your micro red dots. That'll also fit your Holosun 407K. That way, if you have a slide that goes direct mount, this will fit, but of course there's tons of different adapters that'll fit that as well. This has 3 different reticle setups. Now it starts out with a 2 MOA dot, and then we have the 32 MOA circle with points on either side. And then we have the 32 MOA circle with the 2 MOA dot. So this gives you 3 different reticle patterns in this sight. And it's real simple to change the modes. All you have to do is to push the minus or the dimming button for about 3 seconds. And then it'll go to the next setting, hold it for 3 seconds, and it'll go to the last setting. And so it can be very versatile to go with your personal preference. Now it is an enclosed emitter. And so this gives you just that enclosure. It's IPX7, so it is waterproof, it is sealed. The body is 7075 T6 aluminum, which is your top grade aluminum. Of course, we have just Osight on the side. You know, it's not big and bold. And then Osight on the other side. And it does come with an adjustment tool. Now this does a couple of different features. First off, you can get to your battery compartment right here, and we're going to go ahead and open it up. Now, one thing about this screw is that it's not captive. So once you get it out, it can fall out. And there are replacement screws included. And then you can take that little ledge with the flat head and you can just open this up. And this reveals your small battery compartment. Inside, we have one of the CR, this is a lithium ion battery, CR1620, which is common for this size sight. And then we can just place it in. And it actually retains the same memory when you're putting it back in. And so then we just reattach the screw, and very simple to do. And guys, the big deal about this again is it does retain zero. So you don't have to worry about taking your sight on and off and losing zero and having to re-zero. Now we have our windage right here. We're able just to adjust it. And then at the top, we have our elevation. And so this is very simple to do. And again, you have the tool included. And we have these sights, which are great. A lot of times the back sight has been removed on some guns. So this gives you that option to be able to co-witness with your front sight. And they're fairly low, but they do rise up somewhat. Here's your mode settings. We have high at the front and minus at the back. There are 10 different brightness settings. So we start out with the lowest to the next is for night vision. And then 3 all the way up to 10, and it's according to the brightness you want to get, is, of course, daylight settings. And so this just really gives you a lot of options that way as well. And there is SE right here on the side of the sight. Now the lens is coated, and it's an aspherical lens system, which means it's extremely clear. It's parallax free, so no matter where the dot is, you can adjust this. As long as you see the dot, that's where the point of aim is going to remain. Also, we can let this sit for 3 minutes and it has auto shut off. And then it has instant when you pick it up. And I've tested it and it works. I mean, this thing just comes right on every time. But if you want to set your power off, just press the button and hold for about 3 seconds and it'll just shut down. But if you want to start it back up, press both buttons manually and it'll bring it back up. Now you can disable the motion sensing in the sight, but personally I like it, and that's in the instructions. There is a low battery indicator. It will start to blink 3 times in 1 second. And then for every minute, it'll start doing that, so you know it's time to change out your battery. So that way you're not getting a surprise of just picking up the sight and it just being off or the battery's being dead. One thing too about these lenses is that it actually helps for those who have stigmatism. Now for me, I have to wear glasses at times, and so it actually is pretty clear. When I do wear my glasses, it does sharpen up, but it's not a starburst. But again, that's just my eyesight. So it's going to be different for different people, but typically this tends to do a little better than a lot of the sight options out there. And being IPX7 means that it is waterproof for 1 meter. You can submerge this. And it is drop safe up to 1 meter. Now, with that being said, we took the original Osight S and we did a complete torture test. I'll have it annotated above. We froze it. We dropped it a number of times. We shot about 1,000 rounds through it. We beat it against a tree. I mean, we did all the kind of torture tests we do typically with your Olight options. And it retained zero from the first until the last. There was a tiny bit of shift, but not bad. I mean, this really held up very well. Now, we didn't go through that same torture test because honestly, these are the 2 same bodies, and the only difference is this takes that battery in the side compartment, and this is just rechargeable from the top. Again, it's a very small light with that Shield RMSC footprint. It's about the same as most of your micro red dots, and it weighs 0.97 ounces. So that is a big deal because once you have something additional on your slide, it does change a little bit of the dynamics and the recoil, the felt recoil. And so with this being so light, it's minimal difference between having the sight on and not. Now we did all the original testing on the Ruger RXM, which has been a great handgun. And so we decided to go ahead and put the Osight SE and test it on the RXM slide, but we had one of the Icarus chassis systems that's all metal. And this is one of the best chassis systems out there. In fact, we got a full review coming up of this. This completely changes the way this gun feels. But the sight remained on here very well. I mean, it retained zero, which we expected because we'd already seen it. Now with these, we have the suppressor height sights, and so it actually works really well with this. You can see that sight picture very well, even through the lens. But if you don't have that, you definitely have that backup sight on the back of your lens in case the battery goes dead or something happens. And if you're like me, you know, I love to have backups. All right, it comes in a nice box, almost like an iPhone box. They do a very good job. And they have a card here that just tells you how to install everything. This works really well. The cloth is usually in this package. I just had it out. Here is your Osight SE. And of course, it's nice close foam padding. And then we have this box. Now, this is a big deal. And what I love about this, in fact, I've not seen this anywhere else. There's a lot of pieces in here, and of course your instructions are very well done. We'll look at that. But right here are the screws, and this gives you a whole set of different screws, different lengths for you to be able to find the right screw to fit your mount, and to the handgun, because it's all different. And sometimes this has really saved me a lot of time with some of the original Osights where I was putting different type sights on. So this is a great addition, and you've got them right here in this nice little compartment. And of course the tool that we've been showing, and again it's just the Torx at one side, and then you have a little flat head at the other. And there's a couple of additional battery compartment screws that are right here that are just taped down. And really for the instruction manual, it gives you a diagram for us, you know, lowbrows, and you can go through and see everything you need to do to adjust and work on this light, and it gives you all the specs. So a really comprehensive instruction manual. Big thank you to Fiocchi for sponsoring our ammo, all made in the USA, one of the biggest suppliers of ammunition in the country. And also a big thank you to Lula Loaders for making range day faster so we can shoot more. All right, guys, we're here at the range with the Osight SE, and this is the battery-powered version. You know, if you don't want the rechargeable, this gives you another option. And man, it has the different reticles which you can switch to, and that circle with the cross across it is so easy to pick up in the sight. And we're able to actually co-witness with the sights as well on this RXM upper. And of course, this is an Icarus lower. But overall, the Osight has been a great sight, surprisingly. And we took it and torture tested the originals, and they just keep functioning. I mean, they're just solid sights, and really for a better price. But with the RXM, it fits directly onto the slide, so it makes it really nice. And it's that RMSC or Holosun 407K footprint. But overall, I mean, this is just a great sight, easy to see, easy to pick up, nice window, not super large, but large enough to be able to really get that reticle when you bring it up. I mean, it makes it so easy to do. And one of the things about putting a red dot sight on your firearm is you need to practice. And for me, I go and look for my standard iron sights, and there's the dot. It's held up very well. It's holding zero. I mean, it's just a great sight. And Osight has really been a big player in the market. And it's good to see other options. Really excited about Osight, and again, bringing in some really cool concepts and very usable red dot sights.
Wow.
Now, we always want to go through our pros and cons. And honestly, this sight, we've done so much testing with this sight. We've shot so many rounds through it, and it's just held up well. Honestly, with the first review, when we did the torture test, I was really surprised. Originally, I had told Olight when they said they were planning on making an Osight, I was like, you're hitting a market that's way past anything to catch up to. But honestly, Osight has really done incredibly well. And there's been a lot of good feedback on it. The three reticle systems give you a lot of options, 10 brightness settings, a lot of the screws itself, that's huge. Being an enclosed emitter, It's going to keep dust and debris out of it, and with their lens system that's coated, that's parallax free, and it really gives you a very clear sight picture. What are some cons? Well, it's still a new kid on the block. So we're seeing some reviews coming out, very positive, but obviously over time, we need just to see what happens. And honestly, that is the only con that I can see with this sight. And guys, let me just say that I have a lot of friends that buy guns, buy gun accessories. They're always asking me, what would I recommend? And so when I say that this is a great sight, I just tell those guys, I said, what did I say on the review? Because that is honestly, again, I have friends, I have people that are buying these. So for me, this is a very recommended sight. And for the money, it's very difficult to beat. These are coming in retail price for $199.99. Now you get a 10% discount using Suit00 with the link down below in the description. But when this video first comes out at the end of June, there is a July the 4th sale, and it goes from June 30th to July 4th, and you're going to get even bigger discounts, but the Suit's 10% discount is disabled during those sale events. But if you're watching the video, that link will also be down below in the description. Now the Osight SE has a lifetime warranty on it, and it does have a 30-day money back. If you get it and you say, I don't want it, they'll give you your money back. Also free shipping in the continental US. And again, take advantage of the Suit's discount. I mean, it just gives you even a better price. So guys, if you're looking for a red dot sight, I highly recommend the Osight system. Whether you go with the charging base with the S or with the battery power with the SE. Enclosed emitter, it fits that RMSC footprint, and it just gives you a lot of options. And the price is right. And again, you get a 10% discount using Suit00 with the link down below in the description. And we want to give a big thank you to Olight for sending the Osight SE for this review. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Is that okay? Was that okay?
Yep, that was
That
everything.
is all right.
That was everything. It's just, it fits.
Where in the heck were you at?
Not there. Also, we have our plus and minus. And okay, I just don't want to do that yet.